Hi, good evening, beautiful souls. I hope you're all doing so well, and welcome to our final, can you believe it, Sunday Soul Session for 2018. So I'm going to give a couple of minutes for the ladies who do want to jump on the live. I hope you've got some coffee, ladies. If you haven't been on one of our soul sessions before, it's very relaxed. We're going to just discuss a topic, and if you've got any questions, please do comment them. Grab a cup of coffee. If you really want a glass of wine, you're more than welcome to. It's a little bit rainy here in Gauteng. For those of you who are new to the group, this over here is Leo, and somewhere you might see Zoe pop up in the live in the screen as well. These are the two minds I don't know how to control, so unfortunately they are always in the screen when I'm on there. So tonight, ladies, as we're drawing near to the end of 2018, I want us to chat a little bit about how to set real goals that are actually fulfilling goals for 2019, because it is the time of year that a lot of us are setting goals, and how to ensure that we actually smash those goals in 2019. Because what happens very often is, especially this time of year, a lot of us are reflecting back on the year that has happened and kind of remembering sort of what our goals were in 2018 last time, or last year this time. In other words, it was also a time of year where we were setting goals for the next year to come, and now we're looking back at those goals that we've set, and you may be feeling a little bit as if some of them you didn't smash or you didn't reach, and that can get you down a little bit because you kind of feel like another year has passed and you didn't actually reach the goals that you set for yourself. So what I want us to do is to really look tonight firstly at why most people, when we set goals, why they actually end up sometimes not happening, how we sabotage them from really not happening or for us not to reach them, but also ensuring how we can set fulfilling goals that we can actually really reach this year. Because that really is, you don't want to go through another year. Next year is sitting here, at the end of the year and looking back at 2019 going, oh my goodness, I did not smash the goals that I was hoping to in that year. So I'm going to jump right in. So I'm going to give you a couple of reasons. And forgive me if I look up, I didn't want to leave anything out. So I have left notes for myself to not miss a thing, because this is quite important for all of us. So here's a couple of reasons why I've picked up why sometimes we set goals and we actually do not reach them, whether it is your end of year goals or just general goals that you're setting for yourself. But here are a few reasons why we miss those goals, or how we can actually be sabotaging ourselves from reaching those goals. So the very first thing I want to say is that your why behind your goal was not solidified and established. Now, what I mean by that is that if you just set a goal and you don't have a clear intention, a clear why behind that goal, chances are that you're either not going to put your butts in gear to reach it, and if your intention behind it isn't set, if your why isn't bigger than anything else to reach that goal, chances are that you will not reach it when you set it. And a lot of times I tell people that when you look at your intention behind your goal, your why behind the goal, it really has to be something strong. You've got to look at things like, what are the consequences if you don't reach that goal? Because a lot of times we set goals, but there's absolutely zero consequence if we do not reach that goal. So we've got to look at ourselves and say, okay, so what are the consequences if I don't reach this, if I don't actually make it to this goalpost that I'm setting for myself? And also look at how many people it would affect. In other words, who are you helping when you reach that goal? How is that changing the world? How is it bettering people's lives, even if it is just your families? Just an example, if one of your goals was to be financially free, look at how being financially free would benefit you and would benefit other people as well, because that would help you get clear on your why behind your goal. So that's the first reason most of us don't reach many of our goals. The second reason why we tend to sometimes sabotage our own goals that we set and why we don't reach them is we get stuck too intellectually on the how it is going to happen. Now, for me, I'm a strategist. It is extremely difficult for me to let go of the how, but we tend to get so stuck intellectually on how is this going to happen that we end up sabotaging it for ourselves, or we start doubting and we start getting fear. And for the universe to actually step in and meet you halfway and start working on you reaching that goal, you need to let go of the how. You've got to release the outcome. In other words, set your goal, believe that you will achieve it, and then let go of the how it is going to happen, which is quite difficult for a lot of people to do. I'm not saying don't take action. I'm just saying do not get stuck on trying to figure out in your own mind how you are actually going to reach that. Because if you don't get stuck on the how, you are opening yourself up to opportunities and really miracles happening, and co-creating with the universe for the universe to really send those opportunities on your path. Because the moment you sit and you try and figure out the how, or you think you know the how, I always tell people, can you tell me what's going to happen 5 minutes from now? And then they tell me no. And that is the reality, is we never actually know the how. The how is not something that we'll be able to ever figure out for ourselves. So let go of the how, release the how, and just make sure you know what your why is. Okay, so that's the second reason. So the third one I want to just bring up is you gave up too soon. Now that a lot of us do, plenty of us do that. And what I mean by giving up too soon is, we get somewhere to, let's say, August, September in the year. So we might have set a goal for ourselves for 2018. September, October comes throughout the year, and then we look at, oh my goodness, there's only 2 or 3 months left of this year. And then we start telling ourselves that I have now missed it already. If it hasn't happened by now, then it's not going to happen. And we end up sabotaging that for ourselves, because we are the ones who give up when there's actually still 2 or 3 months left. And I actually want to say to you, we've already sabotaged ourselves if you're thinking that, oh my goodness, there's only 2 days left of 2018, so there's no more chance for me to smash a certain goal. There is still 2 days of this year left. Do not sabotage it for yourself by thinking it cannot still happen in 2018. So next year, make sure if you set your goals that you don't sabotage it for yourself. Anything can happen. Don't set timelines for it by all means, but remember that divine timing is also in play here. But don't sabotage it for yourself by giving up too soon. So the fourth reason why a lot of us end up not smashing our goals, let me just see what I wrote here. All right, so we weren't 100% clear on what the goal was. In other words, we just wrote down something along the lines of that you want financial freedom, or that you want success, anything like that. So you weren't 100% clear on exactly what that is and what that entails. So just after I've gone through the reasons why we're not smashing our goals, I'll go into how we can actually smash our goals and set goals that are reachable in 2019. So the last reason why we end up not reaching our goals, and this is quite a biggie, is that you really didn't actually believe that you could reach them. So you didn't believe that they were achievable. And that could be for so many reasons. It could either be because you set the bar too high. And what I usually tell people is if you've always, in reality, only earned, let's say, 20,000 Rand a month, do not set a goal for yourself where you say, I want to now earn 400,000 Rand a month, because that is a massive jump. Okay, so your mind, I call it the bullshit meter. Your bullshit meter will actually go off and say to you that that is not possible. Okay, so do not set goals that you yourself internally do not believe are achievable, because you will end up sabotaging that for yourself, because your mind, your bullshit meter will go off and say to you, there's no way. You will start trying to go into the how. You're going to try and get intellectual about it, and you will end up sabotaging it for yourself and giving up and thinking that that is not achievable. So set goals that you actually believe are achievable on some level. So rather take them in chunks. If, for instance, you set a goal to say you want to be financially free, do it in chunks. Rather say to yourself, okay, I'm going to jump from 20 to maybe double that, 40. And once you've reached 40, then you up it again. So make sure that it is something that is believable for you. But the other reason why we might not believe some of the goals we set for ourselves is our own limiting beliefs. And that is where we've got to work on mindset on a daily basis, is to actually reverse our old way of thinking and really, really change those limiting beliefs. That if you've been on this group for a while, we've talked a lot about limiting beliefs. We have them from a young age. It's how we were brought up, and they're stuck in our subconscious, and that is actually how we live our day-to-day lives and why our lives show up the way they do. So really work on your mindset and your limiting beliefs so that you can start believing that the things you would like to show up in your world are actually achievable and are going to happen. All right, so those are all the reasons why, main reasons why I've picked up that we end up getting to a time of year or this time of year and then realizing we maybe didn't smash the goals that we set for ourselves for this year, and it can get a lot of people down. So how do we now make sure that in 2019 we set goals that are actually goals that are going to fulfill us? Because that's another thing, is, are your goals actually going to fulfill you? It's one thing to say you want financial freedom, but will that actually fulfill you in the end of the day? So how to set fulfilling goals and actually how to smash them. So if you want to grab a pen and a piece of paper, I'm going to give you a couple of steps, a couple of things you can look at, because this is a great time of year to really set your goals, but really set them properly and set them right so that you know that your chances of failing on these things are minimal. Okay, so I hope you've got a pen and a piece of paper, because here goes. How do we smash our goals? So the very first thing I want to say is do not pick 10 or 20, right? I think it's Tony Robbins as well that says that the mind goes 1, 2, 3, and then it says too many. So start with just 3 main goals, 3 at a time. So pick your top 3, okay, and write them down. So I'm going to give an example. Let's say the 3 you wrote down is success, financial freedom, and perhaps knocking some of your limiting beliefs around certain things. Okay, let's say that's those 3 that you wrote down. So the second step that I want you to do is don't just write that down. I now want you to actually drill down a little bit into each one of these goals separately. So let's start with success, for instance. What I want you to do is the following, is ask yourself a couple of questions about success. So here we're going to get very specific about what is success to me, all right? So what does success look like to you? Drill down and write that down. In other words, if success to you is spending more time with my kids, being able to come and go as I please, being able to, spend more time on myself as opposed to working, whatever the case may be, drill down for yourself what is success to you and be specific about it. Really tell yourself, what does it look like to me? Okay, if it looks like to you that success is being acknowledged with a certain award or anything like that, write that down, but really acknowledge to yourself, what is success? What does it look like to you? Okay, so that's the first thing you're going to do, is take each one of these 3 goals that you've set and then drill them down to say, what does that actually look like to me? And to give you an example on the second one, for instance, if you wrote down financial freedom, really break that down. What is financial freedom to you? Is it an extra 10,000 Rand a month? Is it an extra 20? Is it an extra 40? Is financial freedom to you having more clients? Is financial freedom to you having more high-paying clients? In other words, not having 15 new clients that are paying very little, but having 2 new clients that are making up the money for what 15 clients would do. So be a little bit more specific there. Say exactly how much it is that you're looking for, and also sort of what types of clients you're looking for, because it's one thing to ask for more clients, but you do not want the clients that are going to be a hassle for you, that don't pay or that don't want to pay or that want everything for less than nothing. You've got to be specific about what that looks like to you. Okay, so drill down one step and ask yourself with each one of your goals, what exactly does this look like to me? Right. So the next thing I want you to do, you're going to now drill down a little bit deeper. You're going to take each thing that you wrote down under each one of your 3 goals, where you asked yourself, what does this look like to me? Now let's use financial freedom as an example. Say financial freedom to you looks like you can do whatever you want, whenever you want, help whoever you want at any given time. And that entails that you're ordering, like I said, you're going to give some reasons why. It's you earning, let's say, 20,000 Rand a month extra, and it's 4 extra clients, high-paying clients a month, etc., etc. So everything that you've written down. I now want you to look at each one of those things and ask yourself, what is your why behind wanting that thing? In other words, what is it that you will be getting? What is the payoff that you're looking for when you get that? In other words, if you wrote down that part of financial freedom is 20,000 Rand a month extra per month, ask yourself, why do you want that? Okay, what am I going to get out of it if I earn 20,000 Rand a month extra? And keep asking that question, drill down, because eventually you're going to get to an answer somewhere along the lines of, because then I will be more relaxed, I'll be less stressed, I will be able to serve people without worrying about money, okay? Because that is when you're going to drill down to your real intention behind why you want that thing, because that is actually what you are looking for. So it might look something along the lines of, I want total peace around finances, or I want peace around being secure when it comes to money. okay? And that is your true intention, your real why behind why you are setting that goal for yourself, okay? So what you're going to be doing is with every single thing that you wrote down in step 1, once you've now written down your goals and you've broken them down into exactly what that looks like to you, you're going to question every single one of those and look at what your real intention is behind it, because you'll find you're going to have a whole lot of them looking like exactly the same thing that you're actually looking for, which is either inner peace, it might be healing around certain limiting beliefs that you have, but that is your true intention, and that is your actual goals that I want you to write down. Because it's one thing to write down, I want financial freedom. It's another thing to write down that I want success, and to know exactly what that looks like to you. But at the end of the day, your real soul desire around those things, your real intention behind why you want those things, is really that you want inner peace around that thing. Let's just use another example. Let's say that you initially wrote down you want to lose weight, okay, in 2019. If you drill that down, if you ask yourself, what am I going to get out of it? You might get an answer along the lines of, I will feel better about myself. So your true intention behind setting that goal for yourself is that you want inner peace about your body. So the best goal to set around that is not, I want to lose weight in 2019, okay? Your true intention, your soul desire, is to have inner peace about your body, okay? And that is not just a safe, but a fulfilling goal to set for yourself for 2019. Because that means, for instance, that no matter what happens, you will have inner peace around that specific thing, which is actually your goal. It should actually be what you're after. And that is how you're going to ensure that you smash it. Because inner peace is something that is a lot easier to attain and to work for than it is to lose weight. Okay. So I hope that makes sense to you. And then the very last step, or the very last thing that I want you to do, is to not make the mistakes that I mentioned first in this live. In other words, do not have a why or a strong why behind setting your goals. And if you've now gone through this exercise that I've given you, step 1, 2, 3, of how to actually look at your true intention and what your goal should really be. If your goal is to have inner peace around your body, around success, around finances, whatever you wrote down, if you look at your true why behind that, it is actually because you want to serve other people. If you are healed, it is that much easier for you to serve the world, and it is that much easier for you to be nice to your kids, to be loving, to be peaceful, to be all of that stuff. So your why becomes a lot clearer, okay? So make sure that your why is established after you've done that. The second thing that you must avoid doing is don't worry about the how, okay? It seems to your mind, it might seem completely impossible for you to have inner peace around your finances, but stop worrying about the how. Release the how to God, to your higher power, to the universe. Do not get stuck on the how. Don't get intellectual about it. Just release it, okay? Third thing that you should avoid doing is don't give up too soon. If it looks to you by February, March, April, May, whatever the month is next year, that it hasn't happened just yet, okay, do not give up. Divine timing plays a role. We're all busy growing and learning daily. It's one step at a time. And just keep hanging on to believing that it will, okay? Don't give up. Don't sabotage yourself. The next thing you must please not do, or that you must avoid doing, which I think you will do if you do the previous steps that I've just given of how to smash your goals, is to get clear on exactly what it is you want. And if you write down your true intentions, you're a lot clearer about what it is you want. And you know what, ladies, the thing is, we think we know what it is we need and what it is we want that will actually fulfill us, but we really actually don't. It is not a new job. It is not more money. It is nothing like that that's really going to fulfill you. Inner peace will fulfill you. Healing your mind will fulfill you. Changing your limiting beliefs will fulfill you. Growing, spending more time on you, actually becoming happy is what will really fulfill you. Those things we think is going to fulfill us won't really do it. Okay, so it's safe to set goals around our true intention, our soul's true intention, and what it's really looking for and really after. Okay, and then the last thing to avoid is to make sure that you believe it. And it's a lot easier to believe that you can have inner peace around certain things, or that you can heal your limiting beliefs around certain things, than it is to try and tell yourself, I am going to completely be financially free, get rid of all of my debts, you name it, okay, and actually just have a whole new life around finances, for instance. So I really, really hope this has helped you. Please, if you do have any questions around goal setting, post them for me on this video. I will answer them for you. But take the time to go through this process. Really drill it down. Really go work on this. It's a great time of year. We're in that energy of renewing, new things happening, new year, everything's new. So really, really take the time to go and do this. It's going to take not even half an hour of your time, but it is worth doing. And check in with these goals. Have goal posts for yourself. Check in with them along the way, because you're going to find that when you check in, you're going to see, oh my goodness, look how I've grown here. And then honor yourself for having grown that far, for taking an extra step, for things changing, for things bettering, and really make sure that you take action. Oh, sorry, I nearly lost you there. That you take action around these things. In other words, if you've said to yourself, part of my goal is to have inner peace around who I am as a human being. Do things that make you feel like you, that you enjoy doing, that really, really just where you can be yourself. Spend time around people where you can be yourself, even if that's just you. But make sure you take intentional actions to really reach those goals and really reach those things that your heart and your soul really desires. Because it's not going to help you. I always tell people, it doesn't help us that we set goals and we're all ready for a new year, but we change absolutely nothing. If someone sets the goal of saying, I want to be financially free, but you're just going to continue in your normal 9-to-5 job, you're not even going to try anything different on the side, the purpose of that, the purpose of taking action is to really just open the door for those opportunities and things to come. So make sure you research something, for instance, where you can earn extra money or how you can earn extra money. Open the door for God and the universe to actually send those opportunities your way. So take action. And, I really think that 2019 is going to be a phenomenal year for a whole bunch of us. But it depends on you. It depends on how much you're going to believe that it would be a good year and what action you're willing to take to have that. And this is the first step. Setting your goals is the first step. So I think, ladies, let's do this. If you are willing to, post for me your final 3 goals. In other words, once you've done steps 1, 2, and 3, and you've drilled down a little bit to see what your actual intentional goals are, that you will be setting your top 3 for 2019. Post them at the bottom of this video for me. Let's hold each other accountable. Let's really cheer each other on to reach those goals, because we can. We can do it. We just really need to believe that we can. And I'll go post mine as well, my top 3. I'm going to be doing mine tomorrow. I have started on it, but I'm going to be doing mine completely tomorrow during the day. So please go post those for me in the comments below, and let's really hold each other accountable. But until next year, which sounds like a long way off, but it's just a couple of days. Until next year, ladies, have a fantastic, fantastic time. And I really hope that you enjoy setting fulfilling goals for yourself, and that you've got a clear action plan now of how you can smash them and really reach them in 2019. I hope to see you all soon, and you must have a fantastic evening, guys. Cheers.